Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to TCG University. It's me, Noah, here with
James
and
Oliver.
I took his and. Ha. We're going to be doing kind of just an overall FFTCG study hall podcast. We're going to talk about a few things here. One of those being what the meta looks like currently with the new Opus out. I mean, it's still pretty new for Opus 20. What did you do?
I product placement there.
Jesus Christ. Sponsor us, please.
I thought it was funny.
I don't know where it is anymore. Oh, there's not a big M on this. Gross.
It's really weird.
Yeah, what the meta looks like for Opus 20. We're still at the very beginning of it. And then I specifically wanted to talk about Wool, and then I'll bite the bullet on 13, how those decks / cards skew deck building to some degree.
I thought our second topic was going to be about Force of Will.
No.
I mean, if you want, we can add that in at the end.
Nah, I don't care.
I'm not opposed to it.
Eventually, we'll get back to a normal podcasting format. We'll do
We
it.
can just put anything in.
No, I'll just talk about where we do cool fun topic at the start,
And then
and then do 3 topics, and then do an outro topic.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Eventually we'll do 5
all right,
topics,
so
cool
let's kick this off with the meta, since I just pulled up a whole bunch of stuff on FF decks on here.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's Discord.
Yeah,
All right,
laser.
cool. So the most recent one I actually have on my phone is from, looks like 8/12. So it happened 2 days ago is when it was posted, but I think it was the week before. It's the King Kong Store Championship at King Kong Games in Dublin, California. Dublin, California.
I'm having a problem with this
Dublin.
mic.
I can see that. 31 participants, and
Told
first
you
place
you
deck
could move
was
it.
Cat 6, Fire, Ice,
I
Water.
told you could move it.
You did.
It's just slightly uncomfortable, right? Just slightly.
You could have just moved it.
That's fine.
This should be on
I'll
the
figure it
thingy. I'm going to see if it's on here for you guys. Hold on. But yeah, first place was Cat 6.
Oh, that's good.
What do you
Yeah.
guys think so far?
3 colors or 2 colors?
Yeah,
3
3
colors.
colors.
Fire, Ice, Water.
Yeah. No, I think that's
Can I see
good.
the list? I want to see how close it is to mine.
Oh, here it is. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Boop.
Would look good. Dude, I was thinking about playing
This one's been on here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. I think Gal's nuts.
I think
I still
Gal's
stand by
really
that.
Gal's really cool.
So we should honestly put links in the description.
Hey, look, 2 Fiend.
Fiend and
2
Demon because they're Cat 6 and they're searchable. They're playing 5 CB lock.
They're playing a slower game, yeah.
Yeah. I think number 24 is kind of cool. It's a nice little add-in. Stray goes nuts.
They're not playing. Oh, they're playing Egger. Okay.
But it looks like what they're gunning for is just build a big board.
Yeah, and they're not playing any summons. They're just playing.
Nope, no summons.
Yeah.
It's just
Is this
backups
Cat
and
20?
forwards.
It's just-
Yeah.
34
Where's
to
their
35 forwards.
Where's their one of General Leo, dude?
Not in here because they don't care.
I'm playing 2 of it.
Yeah.
And I'm playing summons.
Okay.
They're using 1 copy of 4 CP Setzer and then 3 copies of the new Setzer.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the
Yeah,
4
trigger
CC
that.
Setzer is just supposed to be an EX burst because
It-
it looks like
it
they want to
is.
play the 3.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just playing title.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
basically.
they're playing
Yeah,
Cat
they're
But
just-
Cat 6 is really good under title. I mean, in general,
Yeah.
just right now, Cat 6 has been really strong. So I'm glad that that's sitting there and not Wool, which we'll get to later.
Mm-hmm.
Next one on this is Ice is Nice. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks like
Ice
it's just Ice
Lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah.
Basically,
Ice Lightning, good
There's
stuff.
nothing really new
Angel's
added
been-
in besides
Angel-
Angel and Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cloud is the soldier. We've
Yeah.
discussed that before. I
and the
completely
roof
forgot
is
about
at the
that.
bottom.
Yeah. And the Rufus.
Oh, so they are playing the new. They're playing him for discard or dull freezing though.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not playing
Yeah.
him for any Turks, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
3
Which is
cards
still nice.
'Cause you do play-
Astinian, because Astinian fits in literally any deck with lightning.
Astinian's broken.
So
It's a-
fucking well.
Estinian, in my opinion, is why the what's Alham? No, it's not Alhanum. It's
Gratia.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. That card's
Gratia.
Mm-hmm.
You
For
just pay
mono
for
lightning,
Astinian.
good. Estinian is the reason that card's good.
Mm-hmm. Just tempo play. Yeah.
Outside in monocolor,
Mm-hmm.
science.
You stole it.
It's still in the mono lightning science. In my opinion, is not a good enough target without having the Estinian for numbers reasons.
Alphanod. Alphanod's still good.
I want
Or-
to play Gratia
or-
play Yestola.
Alphanod or Alice, whichever one.
Really funny.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that's sitting there. Next one is what is that? Adia? Oh.
It's
ooh.
wait, is that Adia?
Oh wait, is that Adia? Are they playing?
They playing the new 5-drop Adia? No. Old Adia. It's a 6-drop. It's all the way down there at the left. 6 cost.
Where?
6
Is
cost.
it a forward? There we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a take on that Ragnarok build that Chris was working on and that he got from Seattle Store Championship, which is funny. But it makes sense. I mean, if you're playing lightning characters, Adia does do pretty good with the backups. Oh, cool. Won't let me. Can I just do this?
Nope.
I love it. If I can read from here. When Adia enters the field, choose 1/4 the opponent controls with the cost inferior or equal to the number of lightning backups you control and break it.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
she's
it's
in
the
the X
X-Versus
first.
mods.
Yep. So that's probably the main reason you play her. Her special is super expensive, but I think it's death. Choose a 4 and break it.
Yeah, but Chris has been playing that deck, and he can get to like 4 backups pretty easily.
Well, especially considering Weaver just builds itself in for free.
Yeah.
So realistically, what you would do is you would go.
He goes into President
President
Shinra.
for Ruta Reef or Reno,
Yeah.
and then you need what,
Weaver
one
for
more?
free.
So
Yeah.
then you Weaver after,
Yeah.
or you go Reeve into whatever, or you can do like President Shinra Ricard, Weaver. After Louis Wada search for Alpha 9,
Yeah,
Weaver
it's
after a
like,
third backup hits. Like I mean, it's good.
The only reason he didn't shut me out was because I broke 2 of his backups with Heck.
It plays Odin, Ramu, Odin.
Hyo's a nuts
Hyo's
card.
really good. Chris 1-for-1 built this.
Yeah.
It's a really cool deck. And it is not super bursty, so like you have a hand to be able to respond to things as need be. Plays Thanos, which is kind of cool.
It plays a nice like pace game.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the Schmeat.
Yeah.
This one is cool because this is something I've been looking at.
Modifier.
Monofire.
It's just Monofire hit hard haste.
You want to go Ace, Titus,
Like
do cool
Demon
things.
to help with board wipes, Susano to board wipe, Rain to ping down and potentially face later.
Yeah.
Rain.
Terra, Ace, because Ace.
They're
that's
not
the
playing
best
Titus.
Ace.
That's surprising.
And Alua. I don't think Ifrit, Belias, Brynhilder, Ama, Goblin.
Goblin.
Yeah.
And June.
Hey, dude. I'm just saying. Goblin can go find Princess Goblin, but Goblin can also go find
'cause
Buckaboo.
Carla's searchable off of Miu. Selfie because she picks up any of your forwards. It's a low forward lineup.
Because
almost average backup lineup.
Yeah, it's a low.
Backups are just like almost like if you were playing Monofire, this is what I would expect to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing
The
low
thing I
forwards
don't see
because
is,
you
like,
want
a
to keep them.
4-drop Samurai.
Yeah, I mean, the forward count is quote unquote low, but like everybody's a 3 of except for Rain, who's at a 2.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, because you're usually
Pretty
burning
sure I
off
can
your
go through
dudes.
the VOD later to see how all these decks played. This one is 13, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not surprised it made it where it did. Belias is cool. Ramu's nice. The new Ramu they're playing. Phoenix makes sense, and Bahamut's just free. Reeve is a
Nuts card.
smart choice, but they're playing Opus 16 Reeve and not the new one, which is why I say it's a smart choice because you can replay Lightning or Fang or Saz or Noel.
Yep.
Next one is Ignorant, which is a Ignis based deck.
Backup deck.
Yeah, 20 backups. This is funny because if it breaks, you go search another one and play it, so it's just a free break.
Pretty neat.
Gumba, Knight, Unileska, Geomancer, Nagmalata, Nero, Star Sybil, Rydia, Toto, and then your
What's your Rydia targets?
the Rydia targets.
You're grabbing.
Summoner and so any of the summons, and then your summoner is going to be where is it?
I think it's just Rydia.
Oh, it actually might just be
It
it's just
might
pick
just
up a
be
Rydia
Rydia.
backup and grab a summon,
Deck thinning.
which is
Because none of
Mateus.
the other ones are summoners, right?
Yeah, you're deck
Oh,
thinning.
or Unileska. My bad.
Or Unileska.
Rydia to search Unileska is not bad either.
That's
Sorry,
also
my
not
bad.
bad.
I don't know why.
Color
I was-
fixes.
I wasn't seeing it.
It color fixes immediately.
Yeah.
A
That's
lot
nice.
of one-ups in Krista, YTK or YKT, Scale Toad, and then 2 Biblos because that card's
Biblos.
nuts. Shinryu
Yeah.
to 3 of super cool. I like when I watched Momo play with his deck that he played Wednesday of last week when I was at Cafe. I thought Shinryu was cool.
Yeah.
It still isn't my favorite thing, but it did bring me more towards it. I was like, that makes sense. This card's
I
actually
mean, a
not
free
bad.
search basically is pretty good.
Yeah.
But
for
I did
anything.
force him to pay his entire hand to wipe the board, which I thought was funny. So it does give you a board wipe.
It's a very
immediately.
neat new deck. So, like,
Robles sick because you can just pick up the backups and replay
There.
them. Yeah. So there's been a good number of Ignis control decks that have popped up that play obviously under Ice and Earth, in a heavy backup lineup because Ignis is nuts. And Ignis
I'll
just
add
says
that to
pick
the
up a
list
dude.
of decks to add for the for the next tier list.
I do think Ignis. I think Ignis Control is cool. I haven't actually seen how it plays out, but I do want to say one of the backups I'm interested that I haven't seen too often in a few of them, and especially in this one mainly, is the new miner.
Oh, the one.
You're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
20 backups. The
Yeah.
ability to cascade into 5 and pick one is really good.
Bounce with me.
Bounce with me, which is just mono water, basically.
12 forwards. Fuck. How many? 10
Little
monsters. Is it playing
Leviathan.
Hippo?
No.
Oh.
Tonberry, Echidna, Tros, Blue Worm, the basic stuff.
Yeah, it's just
It's just like mono water going back to scratch for a bit while it's waiting on somebody to figure out what to do with it since it lost Sildra.
Yep.
And then last one is a Smile. What is that?
Smile suits better a hero.
Smile suits better a hero, which is just mono ice. There you go, James. It's got some. It's literally a Shiva deck.
It's pretty nuts.
So it's got Vincent, Cabrina, Rude, Reno, Rufus,
It's
Terra.
playing
Dude.
It's just playing off of
Dude,
Terra.
Cabrina.
Rufus or your,
Cabrina's.
It's literally playing just the Turks engine with Terra, a Sid Randell, and then Shinryu's.
Dude,
it.
Cabrina's a sick card. I don't know what you mean.
Cabrina is a really good
And
card.
it's literally just Shivas and Mateus.
Ooh, what's this Shiva do again?
All this Shiva says you activate one, you
If
choose
you
one
cast a
activate,
Shiva,
one
you freeze all
duel.
forwards. Got it.
Yep.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. The backup lineup is super consistent. Kefka's nuts.
Kefka's nuts.
And it's
Dude,
an burst.
I'm-
Sail searches out so you can keep your can like get your tempo going.
Oh,
You're playing 16 summons, so like realistically when you play Terra you should have targets.
so Noah, cool thing I did this weekend, getting off topic. I played one game extra with Zach, and he went first, and on his turn 1, main phase 2, I played a juggler on turn 0, so that way I could start my turn and then go into a Gesh lane, so that way I could find a Terra, and then next turn play a Terra. It was hilarious.
You know it's a really cool card that you shit talked and we argued about, and I'll stand by this, is Juggler.
That's fine. Here's the thing. Oliver's played Juggler against me like twice, and has never done anything that mattered. It saved him for one turn to die the next one.
I played it against Noah a lot, and actually, like, it slowed down the game a lot sometimes because it sets up a dude to get frozen, because sometimes you want to dull, you want to freeze a dude. You've only played into that deck twice. Noah's played into that deck like 7 times, I think.
This weekend? The one thing we talked about, which was I played against 13. I hecked them on turn like 2 or 3, and then they didn't do anything for the rest of the fucking game.
It was hilarious.
Next one.
And then I chuchulaned his lightning
I'm
like 3
so
times.
happy with these currently, but it still doesn't change half the fact of some things. Next thing we have is the Seattle Store Championship. 28 people there. Ragnarok was the top winning deck with Jonathan Smith. We had Devin Porcher, I believe, was the King Kong game, so shout out to both of you guys. Which we've already seen the Ragnarok deck. It just got renamed in the...
Hey, you wanted a mono lightning deck.
I guess, but this is not what I want to play.
I don't know what you mean. There's a fire lightning Estola in there.
There's
It's not
also a
mono
light
lightning.
I mean, Shinryu is cool. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about Shinryu.
I'll accept lighter
next
dark cards. I want to accept
is
multi
Scared
dark
of
cards.
Change, which is not a wool deck, so kudos on that one. But it is just a chaos deck, so
Yeah, it's just...
it's fine.
it's
I'm
chaos
not
with
gonna
water.
shit
It's
talk
all-
chaos too much.
Yeah.
Chaos is cool.
Yep.
It's wool without wool is what it looks like.
Yeah. Oops. Did I popped it off. Give me 1 second. Let me put it back on here. Wow.
I don't think they can see it, so they just hear us talking
Oop,
about it.
here it is.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but it's for us. Burn Victory. 3rd place. It is
Mono
Same fire
fire.
deck?
the same fire deck that we've
Same
seen
fire deck.
previously.
Except it has Squall.
Honestly, a lot of it is
There's a
just
Squall, which I think is a good add.
a lot of it is just moved over. Good old lock by Devin Porcher, who we've seen.
Is this the same tournament?
No. Crystal Ignis Control, which I think this is a
Modified
first draft
version?
of it. 21 backups, yeah.
Yeah.
So this would be like a first draft of it, and then the second one's like this one is playing the new miner,
So maybe he just didn't
and
like
it's
it.
playing a lot more.
Yep.
What are the things called? Monsters as well. Thank you. I don't know. I was passing like Aster and Wicked
Maybe he just
Mask.
didn't like the miner that much in the way the deck played.
Going out for milk and cigarettes.
Okay, what's
what
this?
a good name. It is.
Is it a jack deck?
It's a Jack deck. Magic pot Jacked and just play a bunch of stuff.
Play Braska Demon.
He's going out for cigarettes, coming back with Nebraska.
Yeah, like it's cool. Animus is nice because it brings out Magic Pot or searches for Magic Pot depending.
It's literally, it's just Magic Pot Jacked, and I love
Yeah,
it.
it is just Magic
That's
Pot Jacked.
hilarious.
I can't wait for the next tier list I make to have just that Jacked.
Turkish Delights. Lightning and Ice Turks,
Yeah.
basically.
Lightning
Super
Ice
cool.
Turks, we saw those.
I'm not seeing wolves, which makes me really happy, honestly. This might
But-
change my tune a bit. And then the next one is
Well,
That's the Demon's Music, which is basically just Mono Fire Magisa.
It looks like a Megisa deck.
With demons in it.
I
Bruh.
mean, Demon's nuts. Demons.
I
So
have
good.
I
Such
have
a
an
good card.
answer. I have an answer for why we're not seeing wool decks right now, but I'll wait till we're finished.
It's
I was
because nobody
just
wants to
gonna
play
go
wool.
through
Nobody
these two.
wants it.
What's your answer right now?
I think it's because of the set just coming out. There's a lot of new cards that people want to try, so they're not playing wool because wool decks. The only really new card they're actually playing is maybe the Cecils, and then they're playing the new Fiend in it, and so like people want to try like all the new cards in the set. So they're playing
And the
like
Magnus, I
yeah,
played.
so they're playing like all these new decks that are like different and stuff like that because we've been in like a wool meta for a bit.
Yeah.
Wool decks will
They
come
hate
back
playing
and-
wool. They hate
yeah.
seeing wool so much.
and then
they're
wool,
not doing it
yeah, and so
themselves.
wool is still strong. Like it's not that
trust me,
it's not
it's
that
not
it didn't top. It's just that it's not as represented. So maybe there was some.
You gotta click on the YMCA. Hell yeah.
So we do have like.
Ooh, hell.
So there probably would be a couple wool decks that may have showed up, and maybe they just were unlucky and didn't place because, or maybe like it's newer players
It's a cool
that like.
idea for
Luso Yuri's really
Mm-hmm.
funny. Because Yuri's all elements and Luso just gets all of the buffs.
well, that's it. That is.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah, that's
And
pretty
your
sick.
Shalinka just pops it out.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny. I'm down.
yeah.
Three
Yeah.
forwards, and then Luso's semi-big with 2 points of damage.
Well,
like,
you technically you play backup turn one, like search for another FF backup, right? FFB,
Mm-hmm.
and then FFCC,
Yeah.
and then you go cool. Turn two, Chalinka, play this Yuri, ditch one, play this Yuri for free, pitch this one card, play this loose. Do your point, please. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
yeah,
I'm
no,
glad we
it
looked
is,
at this.
it is. I feel like I've mentioned this before on like something random, maybe not on a podcast, but it is funny that he is all colors except for dark, meaning Luso gets everything that he
It
needs.
also means people play Chaos for free.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but what do you do?
Daytona, yeah.
Well,
You-
Chaos would cost.
7. Be 7 colors.
so -2 for each
Is it
color.
7? No, 7 is with dark.
Yeah, so 6.
6 colors.
So
sorry.
he'd
It'd still be
cost 2.
12. It's still
No,
12.
it's still 12. It's,
Is it still 12?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It's
my
so
bad.
0.
for every-
Okay, yeah. That's
So it's 0.
It's still
whatever.
it's just still funny.
I mean, yeah, but like if that's the case, like
Who cares?
take
If
it.
they-
I
if-
have this big like.
I have a cool Yuri that
If-
says my loose.
oh no, Chalinka's gone. Like I don't
Oh,
care.
oh no, they took my Luso. Man, that sucks.
And Arc triggers off of Yuri as well. Low-key funny. I like this deck. It might not be super good. This is the store
yeah.
championship in Australia in Brisbane.
that's pretty funny. Yeah.
But the top placing deck is a Cecil Wool deck. So
Yep.
somebody
Yeah.
kill me.
I mean, a
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna segue into that because I feel like this is gonna be a problem eventually, and like I agree that 13 and Wool are the 13 as a deck. Wool is a deck / card, heavily skew deck building in their favor.
Yeah, it's
More
like
so Wool.
so we're in that like niche. We were in that niche meta, right? And I explained it in that video where we talked about it beforehand, like problem cards and stuff like that. But Wool is that big baddie that's a big tournament baddie. He's going to be that one that's going to be there at every tournament. It's strong, it's good, it's consistent, it's easy to play, new player friendly, stuff like that. It's more consistent build. 13, it's, won't lie, it's technically not a strong deck, but it does skew what people are going to play because there will be...
comments are saying it's a good deck. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
so it's a yeah, I know,
The
right?
one comment.
I'm
yeah.
gonna flame the
Yeah.
I'm gonna flame the comments.
Yeah.
It makes it funner.
Well, we'll get to that here in a
That's
bit.
what I
Here's the
learned,
thing.
James.
I like 13. It's a real cool deck. I
just-
like Avalanche more though.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah. I asked James this question on Sunday. I was like, "All right, James, on your turn after you've played a board consistently, and then at the end of your turn, how many times have you stayed with like 3 cards in hand?" And he's like, "A lot of times." And I was like, okay.
Credit given on 13 that it can draw after the second attack, whatever. But the issue I have with 13 is that it's so easy to break apart.
Yeah.
As compared to Avalanche that sits there going, "Oh, cool! I'll ditch a card to pick my board back up." Basically, like it
You
doesn't
also
matter.
play a 6, a 4, a 3, a couple 2s on your forward lineup. Like Exodus doesn't help you, bro. Arcanist doesn't help you, bro.
Ixion can help.
Ixion, full paying Ixion can help.
You have to
But
do
it
it when
still
when
feels
they're in
bad.
attacks.
Because you
I can
still
just pick it back up.
because you let them go, and then you're like, all right,
Pick it back up.
Barrett,
Barrett is
Barrett,
Kuseth.
yeah,
Yeah,
Barrett,
so, like-
Barrett, grab whatever I want again. Cool.
Tap one. It's so here's the issue I have with Avalanche, since we're just on this topic now,
Yeah.
is that Avalanche gets to say Barrett, Kuseth, any of my Avalanche ops, and then if it's any of the new ones, which generally it is, it's cool, tap one, pay.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
You basically paid for the forward
Yeah.
from your break zone onto the field.
Even on a
You lost 3
paid one
to
to do
play
it.
a 3 cost
yeah.
because you had to ditch to replace it.
Uh,
So you essentially pay 2, tap 1, and you just move it from
Yeah.
break zone onto board.
plus,
technically just paid one.
yeah. Plus, if we're seeing these slower kind of
You're paying
games,
2 to pick it back up though. So technically,
if we're
But
s-
you're not. It replaces itself, right?
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
pay,
but the card when you play the card's
Yeah.
not replacing itself at that point.
No, but I'm saying like you don't lose anything in hand.
Yeah.
'Cause you get
I
the
mean,
same
sure.
number.
Yeah.
So all you're really doing is pay 1, play my dude from hand.
I got
Yeah.
it.
From the Discord ball.
if we're gonna keep seeing these slower kind of style games, I think people should be looking at playing more Avalanche, because Avalanche, the only reason Avalanche loses a game is because they get 13'd. Because 13's them faster.
Well, there's a lot of things that
you
can
kind of get fucked by walls
punch
sometimes.
Avalanche
Yeah.
in the face.
Yeah, but like if you play the
The-
game correctly, you should be fine.
The thing Avalanche has going for it, and I will stand by this forever, is probably Biggs in my opinion.
Yeah.
Biggs saying I can just keep party swinging all I want, and you can't touch my party is the funniest thing.
You have to do something with Biggs, or it just sits there.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if Wool blocks, because even with
And
first strike,
honestly,
he'll take
Cloud
it all.
too.
Yeah.
You have to absorb Cloud all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I'm just gonna add another one and ping something else off and keep
Yeah.
expanding.
And you have multiple clouds, so
like,
you actually play in the deck.
I have 2 sets of swingers that when they swing, it doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives me more availability.
Do you want to
And
block?
honestly, for most of it, as long as Barrett's on the board, they all do that because it's
Yeah.
just like I'll just pick it back up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw it again.
And Barrett himself says, you have to full kill me," and he's a 9K.
Yeah,
That's
you have
a-
to straight break him or bound. He has a menu effect. So
Yeah.
it's-
Like so.
Fire's not having
Yeah.
an easy time with that.
Yeah. So like, oh, you wold me? Okay, cool.
And honestly,
Barrett
we
says
just
no.
got Ilfana, which
Yeah.
just says pay for, play Barrett back on the board.
Yeah.
Nice kill, bruh.
One of the things that does hurt Avalanche the most is break zone disruption, which the only amount of break zone disruption, honestly, we're seeing right now is through Mist Dragon, but a lot of Earth decks are being played, so Mist Dragon is very prevalent, but Mist Dragon can shut down Mist Dragon or Lael, or
Yeah.
even playing Vanille can potentially shut down Mist Dragon, so it's like
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
I will say, though,
I think Avalanche
this
is
game
coming
isn't
back.
allowed to play heavily in its break zone because Kadaj Mist Dragon will just eat you apart.
Kadaj, Mist Dragon. I think there's some cards that could come into play.
Although
like,
it comes back in and just starts ripping your break zone apart. Too.
oh, dude, no. Lightning Monsters or was it Edward backup to say whenever they're gonna go, you just leave your Edward backup up, and then they're like, I'm gonna pick this up, and you're like, no, you're not.
Edward's cool. The only issue that I really see with Edward is like leaving him up, so you're always down a CP. But like honestly, if he stops
If
your
you're-
opponent from advancing their game
That's-
plan, it's fine.
Dude, that's why I did it with in the set that we played. Hashtag go check that out. Every time I left Edward up, and I just used my other CP to do stuff. Like I was just like every time I was like, oh, that's a
Yeah, I
Ratu.
wasn't
Yeah.
reaching for anything unless I knew Edward was down, or I had a way around Edward.
Yep. And every
Those
time,
games on that computer.
yeah,
Yeah, they should be on
I'll
that one.
this later.
yeah, and I slowly just choked out his
Okay,
summons.
spoiler alert: one of us took the set.
Who
it is?
Was it the one who sat on the Edward or the one who sat behind the Edward?
No, because the last game that we played, I only played with 2 backups for 80% of
was
that
the
game.
he was complaining about.
Yeah. The other games were close. That one game was the one where I was like, if I had 1 or 2 more backups, one more backup throughout the game, I'd been in a much better position, and I would have been like, we would have been cruising.
New Orin, low key, probably not a super great card, but I love it.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's
Not
cool.
gonna lie,
Said.
sitting there with your opponent who only has a few dudes they can try to like attack over you with, and you're just like, Orin will take damage. Cool, I'll draw at the end.
Yeah.
Or like the meme of the deck is to have Larsa in there, so when Orin eats the damage, I'm like, cool. If they try to do anything to him, respond with Larsa and just heal him back to full.
The
Like,
only
who
reason
cares?
Orin wasn't prevalent in that matchup was because he was dual and frozen, and there was a Gentiana on board that said he didn't have abilities.
Yeah, Gentiana is an issue when you don't have immediate outs, but you
Yeah.
can still play around her, so
Yeah.
I wasn't too
Yeah.
hurt by it.
Slept on card.
But yeah, no. We talked about this. I don't remember if James was there. that probably the best thing to do with Wool is what they did with Sophie and just limit it to a 1-of.
Yeah.
You don't need to errata. You don't need to ban it. You get rid of it once and you remove it from the break zone. It's gone for good.
Yeah.
It'll still be in the game. You don't have to worry about it because people are still playing Sophie.
I mean
I'm
that's
playing Sophie.
it's fine and all that, but like once you remove the beat stick of that deck that they can play it a 3 of, and that gives them so much value just casting it like it should.
Or even just pitching it for the color that you need. Like
you have a leg to stand on to some degree. Like Rydia's still a problem, but like Rydia's not that much of a problem if it's just her and Une. Rydia's a problem because her Une and Wool says I have a beat stick, and then Rydia and Une just protect each other.
Her and Une's a big problem.
I mean, it's an issue
just by itself.
but you can get around that better than you can, because like you can react to that more than you can react to Wool, in my opinion.
Yeah, because with Wool, you just kind of have to take the damage most of the time because you're just like
Une almost never wants to attack because Une wants to pick up summons for Rydia. So there's two forwards that really can't do much. While Wool just sits there going boop boop boop, and every time you try to deal with that,
that's why I play
then
Sophie
they go in.
and
They're like,
Titus.
no.
Yeah.
So Titus can attack for free, and Sophie just pings you for one.
Basically.
Yeah, so like ways of uninteractively being able to stop damage going through. Like that's the hardest part with a Wool deck, is because Wool will just keep sending dudes through, and if you at points you think, oh, I got him, Wool can say no, you don't.
And the biggest problem is they build a board and then they do cool Wool things afterwards.
Yeah.
Like
and the board's not hard to build.
They'll go like, cool, I have like, I'll play this Cecil into whatever else, or Rosa, whatever. I'll play this Arc, and then cool. Now I'll tap 4, play this cool Wool, do all cool things.
I only need to swing with Wool now.
Cecil's gonna protect it.
I will say, by the way, in case anybody's wondering, I hate Wool. I stand by that. Card at initial view of it, I thought Card wouldn't be super easy to get across, but because of Sarah and Princess Sarah, you basically just color fix anything you need. Sildra even helped more, but like whatever. Even without Sildra, it's still super efficient.
Small Rays just built 3 of their own dudes.
Wool is dumb. It's stupid. I don't think it creates a fun game space.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a hyper competitive card. I get that, and anything that can fit it in will fit it in, but like that's also the problem is like I want to play decks where each deck feels unique, and when your most unique card in your deck is a unique card to everybody's deck because you're just playing Wool basically in anything, it doesn't matter.
What
like,
if
even
Wool,
Magisa plays Wool?
What if Wool was a 7 cost and needed all 6 colors?
No. You know why?
What?
Because now the new Jack exists, he'll just free play Wool.
Yeah, but Cecil could already do that without having a color fix.
Cecil's 4 less.
Yeah,
I'm saying
Wool's
right
4.
now,
Yeah,
Cecil could just play Wool if it wanted to, which I don't know why
sure.
people don't.
yeah.
Well, they will now when Cecil can find a Cecil, and you're
just
like,
play
oh, there's a
Wool.
Wool in my hand.
I
Boop!
know.
Block! Like,
Yeah, I think you should be playing at least.
you literally get to play Wool like he's a hand trap, and I hate it so much.
Then you're not gonna like my 6 Sages Force of Will deck.
God.
He's playing the deck you hate in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I play on your turn.
In Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah. I play on your turn.
you said 6 Sages Force of Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not Yu-Gi-Oh.
He's
No.
playing the deck that you hate from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that
That
plays
just
on your
synchro
turn.
summons on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, I play dudes on your turn.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I like decks that interact on the opponent's turn. The deck that I currently despise in Yu-Gi-Oh that I want to build because it's so fucking stupid is Fluandereeze, because Fluandereeze just sits there going normal summon, normal summon, normal summon, normal summon, normal summon, normal summon. Oh, did you max C? That's cute. Normal summon, normal summon, normal summon.
I like that Max C became a bad card because there's too much special summoning.
Well, I mean, it doesn't exist in the TCG.
Yeah,
it does in
it's
the
in the
OCG
game.
and it does in Master
the-
Duel, which
yeah.
I primarily play Master Duel, but like Master Duel's whole meta is warped around that card, basically.
Yeah. You have to play as a 2 or 3 of. If
Yeah,
not.
it's dumb. But it is really funny to play a Fluandereeze deck and be like, oh, did you normal summon like you should in your deck? Sick. Boop, 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 boop. And then lock you out of the game by saying you can't special summon anything unless it's wind. Oh, sorry. Are you playing like Branded where you're just playing a bunch of dark and light attributes? That sucks, dude. Scoop the game, please. Like, it blows.
But yeah, it's just like getting back on topic.
Oh, yeah. We got off topic on a different card.
Yeah, yeah. We put like 3 card games into the topic.
Shoutouts.
But yeah, it's just like if your card game is being forced, your players are being forced to play around this new card. It feels like Wool feels like Hinata in the old Naruto card game,
Never played
TCG.
it. Sorry.
So okay, so
But you have, so I guess you get it.
Nah.
So-
By the time Hinata was a problem, there were like 3 decks that were problems. Hinata was just the better one.
Well, no, here's the thing. You say 3 decks, but those decks still played Hinata, so shut up. so
it's
shut up.
definitely just the
Yeah,
wool deck
so
again.
so it's
Yeah,
it's wool,
yeah.
it's literally the Hinata problem.
Hinata was a problem
Because
but
the-
the Hinata deck was just better.
Yeah, there was mono Hinata, but then you had like Hinata Gara, you had Hinata Sasuke, you had Hinata Naruto.
Hinata
It
was just
didn't
good.
matter. And the worst thing about this card was that it was a fucking promo. It was a promo.
Hard to get.
It was
Aw,
not
dude,
a
the worst
card
part
in
about this card. It's a legend.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like,
honestly though, with Final Fantasy, I mean, it doesn't help that we get our own playsets and stuff. But even while just like going through packs and stuff, like it doesn't feel like it's too hard to really pull anything in this game.
yeah, like
It depends. It depends on how much.
Dude,
they
I
print,
just-
because like 14 was really bad.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I
13 was bad
was
too.
slightly out of the game when 14 rolled around, so I wasn't doing what I usually
were
do,
you
where
doing?
I get a playset and I
What
buy
were you-
boxes.
What were you playing?
Dragon Ball.
Man, what a loser.
Hey,
Bad-
Dragon Ball was really fun at the time, and now Dragon Ball makes me want to gouge my eyes out. Sorry to every Dragon Ball player, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not. Rex, I see you, you Dragon Ball player.
I'm just saying.
He plays Dragon Ball in Texas.
I can't do it, dude. I can't. They literally made. Oh, sorry.
Sidebar again. Sidebar.
I have to sidebar on this. I need to pull this card up. This card makes me so annoyed. I don't know why.
All right,
Or
James.
I know why.
Okay.
Or try to like hold us over. Talk about something else. I've tried to talk. About
Have
something.
we actually talked about 13
You
yet?
guys are like, we're running out of gas.
Have we actually talked about 13, or did we sidebar to 13 a little bit?
We sidebarred it because you stopped me the first time, and then Noah stopped me the second time.
13 blows.
Yeah,
Bad deck.
worse than Avalanche.
Yeah. Definitely worse. Than
Okay.
Avalanche.
Here's one of the new SCRs in the new set for Dragon Ball.
Okay.
SS Gogeta Fusion Reborn. Ultimate Energy Exhaust Blocker. Union Fusion. Pay a blue or a yellow if your leader's blue or yellow and you have 3 or more energy, Son Goku card, and Vegeta card is what you need. That's it. It's a 40k blocker that has Aegis. I don't know if you know what Aegis does, or if you know what
It's like
Aegis does.
protected from everything.
But Aegis, blue yellow, so it'll say blue yellow, is just ditch a blue and yellow, or blue and a yellow card, or a blue yellow card, and restand 2 of your energy on defense. It's Aegis once per turn. Permanent. This card can't be removed from the battle area by opponent's skills, and you can activate this card Aegis by sending 1 card from your opponent's hand to the bottom of their deck instead of discarding a card from your hand.
Wait, well, you just say to do cool restand, you discard your opponent's hand,
You bottom deck a card from your opponent's hand, yes.
so you can restand too.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I had that.
Auto once per turn. When your energy is switched to active mode by a skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, then switch this card to active mode.
That's so dumb. And it's a blocker, by the way.
It's a ultimate without barrier that just says it can't be removed by skill, so you have to combo
So
over
it
it.
has barrier.
Yeah.
Basically, you have to combo over it.
They didn't want to put too much text on the card.
Yeah. We've seen what Keyword Super looks like in that game. I just think it's. I don't like it. I like the game back, like Destroyer Kings up to maybe, because that was set 6 up to about set 10 or 11. Honestly, when
I
they
would
came
say-
out with Black Sin,
I think it'd be
with
10.
Black Sin,
It'd be
that's
10.
where I really liked the game, because that was my mill deck for the
Yeah,
game,
mill deck.
and that deck was hyper consistent. And
They built
Oceanus,
a Memba mill.
Oceanus was a big problem.
Yeah, but then they nerfed it, so it doesn't
That is
matter.
also
They didn't nerf Janemba. It was probably the best mill deck in my opinion. I
Yes.
stand by
I mean,
that. Black Sin
that's
was
how
the
I got.
best.
Blue-
That's how I got my
Blue
top
Storm.
8.
As much as people are like, oh, Janemba Mill's cool, mill 2 please, or you play Cooler Mill, because like Cooler Mill's pretty cool and consistent. The
I
fact
see what
that you
you did
play
there.
Oceanus, or not Oceanus, you play Black Sin, and you go, literally every extra card I play says you mill a card on top of that. And I can do it a bit, to like speed up my awakening, and then I'll play Oceanus. Oh, are you trying to kill me? Cool. Swing through the Oceanus. Mill 4. Nice. Oceanus you again. Mill 8. Can you not mill anymore? Guess you can't attack me. And you just sit behind Oceanuses as your opponent slowly loses the game because they don't have enough cards. It's so good. That deck won many locals. People were not happy to play against it, and
I mean, that's how I got my top 8 was playing Janemba. So
I mean, yeah. I just don't like some of the card design in this
Yeah.
game anymore.
Yep.
'Cause I still see like the new cards they put out. I just don't care.
Yeah.
so we did Wall and we did 13.
We didn't really discuss 13. I kept sidebarring off of 13. 13's biggest issue is Lightning,
Yeah.
and maybe Fang, because Fang protects everybody in 13.
It depends on the You have a choice between two things. Either the one that saves your board from a Heka, or the one that lets you play more into the speed.
Well, so Fang doesn't save your board from a Heka only because Heka kills Fang and then everybody else dies because you lose
not the thing that gives the stats.
The one that buffs by 2?
Yeah.
He's talking about the one that free casts.
No.
The Bahamut.
That one dies the Heka.
Yeah.
The one that buffs by 2.
That one dies as well because that's a 5k that goes up to a 7k.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She dies, gone.
Yeah.
Heka still kills the board. What people try to do now is they play Godot and then play Fang because Godot buffs your all your 2 drops by like 1 or 2k or something.
It's 2k.
Yeah, so you play Godot and then it lives that.
Because then everybody's alive and you can't do anything.
Yeah,
which then you hit him with Ixie and you go ha 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 ha.
Yeah, so either you play the one Fang that can survive the Heka with the Godot, or you play the Fang that lets you burst into everything, but then like you just don't have anything on defense still.
Yeah.
And you die to an Ixion.
I mean, 13's,
or you just lose to a Chuchulain hitting your lightning.
13's pretty consistent with the way it wants to play, especially because of the new saws
Yeah.
And the new dodge.
I'd like to see more people play Lightning Fire. Lightning Fire. Or
Lightning
Ice Fire.
Or, yeah, sorry.
Ice Fire.
Ice. Lightning Ice.
Yeah, not right.
Honestly, you could do it, but it's rough.
I think, honestly, I think it's slightly better only because you don't auto lose on defense.
Yeah.
You get to play both sides of the game.
Otherwise,
It doesn't have the same kill potential.
I mean, that's all I really had to want to pinpoint. But if there's anything else you guys specifically have, I'm always down to chat about.
So we talked about
My problem card was Wool.
the cool card.
Wool and
We
13
talked a little bit
The
about
meta seems
Rydia Yune.
Currently, as it is, the meta seems fine, but that's only because what we're seeing is like
We're seeing
New decks.
non-wool.
we haven't seen Nats
Washed.
yet.
We're not seeing
We
wool
really
washed
need to
decks.
wait till Nats happens because I think when Nats happens is when we're going to see nothing but Wool. Nats, here's where I think Nats is going to be. Nats is going to place around the same time as when Waff and Rampier were running around, so everybody's just playing Waff and Rampier. But instead of Waff and Rampier this time, they're playing Wool and maybe 13.
I don't know what you mean. I'm going to be playing Rampier.
Are you at Nats?
Yeah.
You have your invite?
No.
Exactly.
You think I'm good at this card game?
I think we're going to see wool and soiree wool.
Warren Swell. Okay, I mean, sure.
Swarwol.
That's the thing is like I can't
Like I
give
said-
a definitive. It's still early in the meta for Opus 20, but I do definitely think Wool is still just going to be an impressive card
Like
until
honestly,
they do something to it.
Cat 4 wool seems dumb.
Like I said, it's the beginning of the meta, so people are going to be testing these completely new decks, and then they'll slowly go back to what's something consistent once they see that Wool can still contend with these decks, and like they can still be more what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent.
Yeah, I issue a challenge, by the way, for anybody. This is a thing for me and Oliver because I like Rampier, but not as much as you do. But because of Ignis, I like Rampier a bit more, and I just want to see a Lightning Earth deck that says break your backups with Rampier.
Hey man,
your goal is to play Hecaton Chair, Fenrir, and Toto, 9 CP Toto that breaks a character 3 or less, and just go with it with those.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really cool is to play your 1-drop Rosa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then to play your Cecil from hand for 2, right? Deal your point of damage, do cool thing. To play the other Cecil that says play a dude. That says, because it's Cat 4, readies to your things. For free.
You play Hooded Man, so that way you can then pick up the other Cecil, and then you're like, all right, if my 5 CP Cecil dies, I
do
guess
it again.
I do it again, loser.
Yeah.
I think Cat
Or you play Seedor.
Yeah, Cedar.
And like honestly, you can choose between the roses you play because you can play a couple of the 1-drops and play the 3-drop that readies. So that way you still have the 3-drop.
I think you played the 4-drop.
The 4-drop that pays 0 to either give it 1,000 or activate a dude.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
Sorry. That way when you play,
If it's a Cecil, you do both.
You pop the Rosa at some point for whatever reason, and then play like if you want to play your Poem, you pop that Rosa, play the other Rosa, and then when you play the Wool on board, it just has the Rosa stand for no reason in a Cat 4 deck.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Cat 4 Rosa.
Yeah.
I mean, we already see.
We're seeing inklings of it, yeah.
People have been playing that 4 CP Rosa with Wool
Yeah.
since Casey.
And the Cecil's already there, so you like you get to play both the new Cecils, and the Cecils protect other things. Like it's really good.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say about this. It's kind of just I don't think this is gonna be a super long
Is
one.
there anything you haven't seen yet that you thought you would?
That's a great question. Honestly,
Honestly, we've only played at locals and seen a couple of results, but anything you thought you would see that you haven't
kind
seen?
of everything I was expecting is up.
I haven't seen a mirror deck yet.
Chris has played Mirror though. I think the mirror decks are good. The only issue with the mirror deck is if you know you're playing against the mirror deck, you just play around it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything.
I'm honestly surprised at how fast we found modifier decks. I was not expecting to just hit the board as soon.
Well,
I thought it was fine because like
the current modifier deck that we looked at was a lot different than I would expect. I will agree to that, but that's just because Magisa is super consistent and dumb, and we got Ifrit that says pay one hit Magisa.
Yeah, the ace deck.
I was talking about the one that just played
like 12 forwards or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a newer
wasn't-
one compared
yeah.
to a Magisa deck.
Yeah,
compared to
I'm
Magisa.
also surprised they weren't.
I'm
playing-
happy. So like I wasn't expecting, but I'm happy I saw that Jekt as a deck was the thing we saw. I wasn't expecting to be something I'd see on a list for a tops of an event, but hey,
I think
Magic Project's cool.
if you're doing Magic Puck Jet and then you have like and then did he play Minwu? Because then you're just like, all
I
right,
don't
cool.
think so.
Yeah.
What was the haha funny meme that I mentioned that I saw from Travis's when he went over his set review was Magic Pot, break Jekt, play Philia. The Jekt comes in off the Magic Pot, Philia break the board except for herself, and then you play a Braska behind her.
So yeah, Philia Braska.
So you board wiped, and then you're sitting on a Philia Braska, and you're just like, do something.
What are you gonna do?
Who's the bigger problem here, huh?
Yeah, or
Definitely the
You can play
Braska.
Demon and hit their board, or like name fire and hit everything. I don't remember. Is Demon only their forwards? Of
Yes.
the element. Oh, never mind. So yeah, you play Philia and you hit the entire board for 10, except for her. Cat 6 is doing really good.
Yeah, we expected that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the new Setzer. The cards are nuts.
Setzer, I think makes that. I think if Setzer wasn't a card, I don't think we see
The
as much.
Ignis
Cat
deck is
6.
cool. I didn't expect it under. I will say I did not expect Ignis to be under Earth and Ice.
I did not expect Ignis
But-
to be a deck by itself.
I
expect to see a lot of
definitely did.
Ignis because I thought Ignis was
because
a good
there's too many things you just break and like get away with.
card.
Yeah. He's a straight break too, which is hilarious. That says
Half the
I pick
reason
up
wanna-
2 CP.
I want to play him under Earth Wind is just because him plus Noctis is a 9k ping and a straight break
Yeah.
for 5 CP basically.
That lets you then pick up a Prompto later.
Yeah.
Like
A backup Prompto?
If you play backup Prompto, you can break it and you draw a card and pick up a forward. And then you 9k and break something, which isn't terrible.
and then you pick it up again, so that way you're like, if you kill my Ignis, I'll do it again, loser.
Yeah. Or you
I just
pick
wasn't
up,
expecting like a straight Ignis deck. I was expecting something like a Ignis, like seeing something like Ignis inside of like we saw. Soirees
Ignis
was
in
a
a Rampir
thing.
package.
So
So Ignis in a package, but not Ignis as the package.
Yeah. I expected Ignis to perform in decks. I straightly saw. It's a fucking card that just says pop a backup to just go 1-for-1 and add a dude to your hand. That also says like Garland triggers. I was expecting like a Earthfire Garland style deck where you're doing stuff like that. Like
That's
I
what I
wasn't
wanna
expecting. I was not expecting like a just straight Ignis is the game plan.
Yeah, that's fair. That's all I got.
It's the same thing with like I wasn't really thinking about Jack Magic Pop being a deck.
Oh, but it's super doable,
I
realistically.
mean, yeah, but I mean,
Magic Pot's super
so
searchable. And
we were talking. What was the? I played Magic Pot in one of my original Science decks, so we could Thancred out and then pop the Thancred to play another Thancred.
Yeah.
For memes. Oh, we popped like the 2 or the 4-drop Thancred into the 7-drop.
or pop your Stola for your Stola.
Yeah, pop a small one for a big one. Like that was the fun stuff.
You popped an Oracle to play another Oracle. You're like, I have it set up again to then play a Thancred from your discard pile.
Yeah, too bad we don't play Earth anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough by itself.
You have to have 5 in your deck in order for it to be good.
Yeah.
For a science, that's not hard though.
5 Minfilia?
Oh, I thought you meant 5 science for a second. I was like, that's not hard. You meant 5 Minfield. Fuck, we're still back on that. All right.
It's a good name.
This one wasn't super long. It was just kind of like a quick, short recap. We will have.
I want to try.
I want to
try getting us to do more podcasts. So
Yeah, we'll
Keep us
start
on a
branching
pace.
out to more games than just leaving it specifically at Final Fantasy. But we got to
We
start
play a
from
bunch.
point 0 and build on out again.
play
So,
the one we all play a lot of.
Yeah, whatever games that we've played on the channel or are currently playing on the channel that you want to see, please feel free to let us know.
Yeah.
I do know that
I'll drag
Grand
people
Archive,
out of their homes in here to do a podcast.
He does it. He does it every week.
Grand Archive is one that we I want to do more than anything and maybe exceed, but I still haven't figured out how I want to exceed
podcast wise, we probably won't do.
I mean, you just sit and talk about the characters. like character stats and like who does what. And
We have to play a lot more games to do that.
well, yeah, that's fine.
We can record Exceed though. I've made a
Because
cool
Exceed
layout
is
and everything
getting
for you.
Guilty Gear. Yeah, I've tried using it. It is really rough, but we'll get there.
mean,
I'll fix the Reddit.
it's not
yeah.
easy.
Otherwise, hope you guys
Battle
enjoyed.
Spirits.
No, please.
I'm not playing Battle Spirit Saga. Like, comment, share. I'm not playing Bandai games anymore. The only Bandai game I will play right now, and it's only for fun, is going to be One Piece. That's it.
I refuse.
TD format. Let's go.
Yeah, basically. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out our Patreon. Links are down below. We also have super cool merch.
Check the links.
That's all I got.
Let us know what you guys want to see down in the comments as well.
Yeah.
I want to know what you guys want to see for content. Check out the TCG player. TCG
Nobody cares about these parts as much, but
TCGuniversity.tcgplayerpro.com.
that's so long. It's in the description.
It is so disgusting.
Don't worry about it.
Long.
As always,
Stay alert. Can't steal my catchphrase.